We may finally have some type of release date for The Last of Us 2. In an interview done by Critical Role with Ashley Johnson, the voice of Ellie, the interviewer asked her about the release date, and it sounded like she was about to say February, but the interviewer interrupted her. She's like, "Feh," but then he just kind of continues talking. It was still a pretty cool interview though. And Jason Schreier from Kotaku also stated in a tweet last month that he heard that the game's release date got pushed from fall 2019 to early 2020. So February 2020 is definitely a possibility. However, nothing is set in stone yet. So for now, let's just hold on to February 2020 as a tentative release date and pray to the gaming gods that this does not get postponed again. So Project Scarlett, just like the next-gen PlayStation, is going to be super backwards compatible. And by that, I mean that it's going to be able to play games that go as far back as the original Xbox. IGN spoke to Jason Ronald, the director of the Xbox platform team, and Bill Stillwell, a member of the Project X Cloud team. In the discussion, both team members talked about how they're committed to getting all Xbox One titles to the Project Scarlett. This includes the buttload of backwards compatibility titles that already exist. Now we're talking thousands and thousands of games here, so they're probably not all gonna be available upon release, but they're probably gonna do what they did with the Xbox One and slowly add to the list as time goes on. With that being said, don't forget that this next-gen console drops during the holiday season of next year. Are you hype or nah? You guys remember the Fallout 76 debacle? When Bethesda promised all the people that bought the Power Armor edition of the game a really dope canvas bag, but then instead gave them a cheap knockoff? Well, after a bunch of complaints from the Fallout fanbase, Bethesda finally made good on their promise and delivered those canvas bags. Good job, Bethesda! You finally gave players what they were supposed to get months after you were supposed to give it to them. That's some good PR right there. Outside of that though, apparently the BR mode for this game called Nuclear Winter is doing really well. The pre-beta for this mode recently released, and according to Bethesda, it's doing so well that they're going to extend it and continue to update it. That's dope. Like, really dope. I'm just happy to hear some good news about this game. Like, finally. Moving on to some Cyberpunk 2077 news, we have some details on the vehicle mechanic for this game. According to an interview done by VG247 with lead quest director Powell Sasko, you will be able to collect a multitude of vehicles, and when you leave one vehicle at some random place, you can just call it back to you. Perfect! Not trying to misplace any of my cars in this amazing looking game. And if any of you guys are planning to go to PAX West, the hands-off E3 demo for this game is going to be public over there. Hopefully they show us some non-E3 stuff too. Cyberpunk 2077 drops on April 16th, 2020 for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. In an interview done by Jason Schreier with Eiji Onuma, the producer of the Zelda series, we got the reason why they're working on a Breath of the Wild sequel instead of a whole new Legend of Zelda game. Apparently, the team had so many DLC ideas that they were just like, screw it, let's just make a whole new game. Aonuma said that he loved adding DLC to Breath of the Wild because it was a great way to add more content to the existing world. However, DLC can only get you so far. Since it's just added data, you're very limited in what you can do. So in this case, a sequel to Breath of the Wild makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, we do not have a release date yet, but let's hope for 2020, since that's the time that a lot of these new games are coming out anyways. And to end this recap, it turns out that when the Stadia launches, Destiny 2 will not be a cross-platform title, meaning that Destiny 2 players on the Stadia can only play Destiny 2 with other Stadia players. That kind of sucks. According to Mark Noseworthy from the Destiny team, this is because they are trying to focus on cross-saving this year. Cross-saving will allow players to save on one platform, then continue from where they left off on another platform. So maybe this means that crossplay will be supported in the future. Maybe? Well, that is it for this week's recap, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave all your opinions about the news in the comments below. And as usual, take care and game on.